Now, there are calls this morning for farmers and consumers to do more to tackle air pollution. Figures released this week by DEFRA show 87% of ammonia emissions in 2021 came from agriculture, mainly from the spreading of manures, slurries and fertilisers. Ammonia by itself can damage sensitive habitats, but when it mixes with other gases in the atmosphere, like nitrogen oxides or sulphur dioxide, it can also form particulate matter, which can travel large distances in the air and can cause health problems when breathed in. A ban on using solid urea as a fertiliser was considered by the government, but it's accepted voluntary restrictions put forward by the farming industry instead. Ciaran Donaghy from the Chartered Institute for Environmental Health told me that might not be enough.
It's not necessarily that we want to see more regulation. We want to see better regulation. For example, what we would like to see is a more holistic strategies that seek to reduce food waste, for example. The need to promote low protein livestock diets, which, it's under consideration by the government, but would reduce the output of ammonia in the, further on down the stream. And whilst this will be a contentious, it's an elephant in the room aspect, but the need to promote reduced meat consumption and reduced beef and dairy products. And it will be a contentious issue, but that is part of the suite of systematic approaches that can be taken. And that's coupled with, the on-farm strategies such as retrofitting agricultural buildings that can scrub most of the ammonia out of the air, direct land injection of, manure and slurry, and as well as sort of ensuring that slurry and manure pits are properly covered. And as we say, on-farm strategies are important and they reduce the ammonia as a byproduct. But it's the more holistic, wholesale approach of reducing the nitrogen input further up the stream that is the best way to reduce ammonia emissions.
Just in that answer, you've asked really for everybody to change what they eat and farmers to invest quite a lot of money in buildings and slurry storage and so on and so on. Farming has come up with a voluntary scheme which will come in under the red tractor regulations. How much difference will that actually make?
Whilst we applaud the agricultural sector for taking these voluntary steps, it's a case of seeing the impact of these measures that are being taken, measuring as to the extent to the positive impact that this can have. But if it's insufficient, more may need to be done.
Ciaran Donaghy there from the Chartered Institute for Environmental Health. No one from the National Farmers Union was available to talk to us about this, but they told us that ammonia emissions on farms have dropped 14% over the past 30 years, and farmers have made improvements to slurry stores and livestock housing and nutrition. But they recognise further improvements are needed to meet the government's clean air targets and say it's vital future farming schemes enable farmers to invest in new technology.